got two feet stuck to make rules here. Yeah, you don't touch on Superman's cape. You don't spin in the wind. You don't hold the mask while I hold on Razor, and you don't mess around with Slim.
Is it Georgia? Georgia, I love that name. It's just
Take my money!
Hi there, how are you? I'm just having fun. Hi there, how are you? Don't let age define you. You are what you think. I'm 27. So therefore I am. That's right. So you could hear me. I was saying don't let age define you. You are what you think, and we have more control than we think. You have a lot more control than you realize. A lot more. very knowledgeable about certain things, but what's a best breakup cure? Well, you know that old expression about getting over a man, but I can't really say that on here. Invest in yourself so that in your next relationship, you're even more desirable than you were before. And when I say invest in yourself, that means keep yourself in shape, and if you're not in shape, but there's definitely, they didn't deserve you if they broke up with you. That's how you have to think. You have to control your thoughts and the way you think. And if you do, you'll accomplish a lot if you can control your own thoughts. And that's what I've struggled with for many years, is controlling my own thoughts, like my desires to obsessively overeat and consume. And I've had to learn strategies to control my mind. I don't know what that means. But don't think that all is lost. You can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you, of course. Documentary, and I feel like all I do is work, and I just had to me this is fun. This is I don't have to, well, that doesn't sound good, but I don't have to think when I do this. I have to use a lot of brain power for my documentary, and I just want to relax sometimes and not have to do not have to think. Have a hurt foot. Thanks. I normally would have gone to the gym, but I have a hurt foot. I know that's not very interesting, but it's why I'm just at home, not going to the gym like I normally would. finger in a lot of pies, so to speak, and my big project right now is my documentary. It's going to be a mini-series documentary, hopefully sold to Netflix. I don't know yet, but we've only filmed about 3 times, and there's a lot.
Sell the necklace. I don't know yet.
Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. Been dealing with a lot of major issues, but documentary is pretty exciting. I thought about posting some pictures from it, but I'm really not supposed to even talk about it, so I don't want to get in trouble. It's hard to not talk about something that's so exciting and such a big deal in my life. Of course I want to talk about it, but I'm not giving any details. So I'm still, well, thanks, Mar. I'm not giving any. Arizona, hi Arizona. You can even hear me. As I said when I was interviewed for the documentary a couple weeks ago, one of my interviews, I was so introverted, and my parents were both scientists in Dallas. Wow, you're real close to me. I didn't even know you were supposed to say hello to people when I saw them. I remember walking to school, an elementary school, and saying hello to people in my mind, which I know sounds, well, I don't know. To me, it's still normal to talk to people. It's just that I'm so introverted and I have a very vivid imagination, and I don't know, just looking at someone, it's probably not a very good thing to say. But I'm honest. I'm as honest as you get, as someone can be, and so I have to almost force myself. That's probably an exaggeration, but it's not natural for me to be real talkative. And so TikTok has been so good for me to learn how to just talk and not, because in real life, I don't talk a lot, and I talk when I feel like I really have something to contribute that's interesting or real, or I don't know how else to say it. And so I don't talk a lot. And TikTok has been really, well, thank you. It's been really good for me to kind of come out of my shell more. I'm a lot more outgoing than I was when I was really young. I couldn't talk at all, only to my best girlfriends, and that was it. Thank you. But again, TikTok, I'm a Scorpio, and I don't really believe in astrology, but boy, all the things they say about Scorpio fit me, but that's just a coincidence. I don't really, both my parents, like I said, are scientists, and they wouldn't have believed in something like that, or don't, or didn't, whatever. So anyway, if you're shy, or you know someone that's shy, just tell them. It sounds stupid, but it's true. I mean, you're literally forced to learn how to just talk to yourself almost, and that's not my nature. You get along with Scorpios? I get along with people who have open minds and that realize and recognize that we all have different belief systems, and that just because you believe something and your parents taught you certain things, that doesn't mean that that's the only way or the right way. I have the ability, as do a lot of people, to be introspective and to recognize that we all come from very different backgrounds, and that the way I think isn't the only way to think, and it's not necessarily the right way to think. So I have a very open mind. I'm very interested in other people and cultures, and how other people think is really, well, thank you. I have 2 more documentaries in me after this one is completed, and I think that, like I said before, I wouldn't say something or do something unless I thought that it was worth it. And I think that my other 2 documentaries and or books could probably help people. No, I've thought about that, but no, I'm extremely loyal, a very loyal person, and I learned at an early age, like in my video, that things like that are easy to find, and real loyalty, true love, which is something I've always believed in. I believe in true love. I believe that there is someone for everyone out there, and true love exists, and it's worth it to wait until you find true love. Well, what else is there to live for? It sure isn't money, not to me. It's love and people and relationships. To me, that's what life is about. Yes, but that's not exactly what I want to talk about on TikTok Live. Yeah. You know, most people that do that, what you're saying, end up divorced. I've read about it, and the statistics aren't good about it. They're not good at all. And I know that the longer you've been with someone, the more kind of boring things get. It's true. But you have to find ways to keep things interesting. And if you're creative and imaginative, you can find ways to keep things exciting. But that's up to both people, not just one person. If you rely on just the other person to keep things exciting and interesting and spicy, whatever you want to call it, then you're going to have a problem. You both need to do that. You both have to be creative and keep yourself desirable, is the best way to say it. I mean, yes, love is everything, but if you're not attracted to that other person anymore because they've let themselves go or whatever the reasons are, it makes it more difficult, or it can make it more difficult. So I know very well, because of my first marriage and what I went through, I gained over 100 pounds, and I gained 100 pounds with each pregnancy. I have 3 sons, and my ex was very cruel. It was downright abusive to me about my weight, and I truly loved him, truly. I used to lay in his lap and look up at him, and I just thought he was the greatest thing in the world. And then he was cruel and abusive to me for a long time, and just destroyed how I felt about him. I don't want to talk about that, but you have to be kind to people. Well, they don't look that. I guess they're okay. I'll never be satisfied with how I look, because once I feel like I'm satisfied, then what? Where are my goals? I don't have any goals anymore. So even if I secretly think, and that's not even the right word, but even if I think, well, I don't look that bad, I still won't let myself feel 100% satisfied, because I'm afraid that if I let myself feel that, then I'll stop trying. And it was next to impossible for me to lose all that weight and to keep it off all these years. So I have to keep myself hungry. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I see. Well, thank you. I'm actually not as lean as I was, but I've been very stressed about the documentary, and there's a lot of things that are out of my hands in the documentary. Other people that are involved, and I have to make sure all of that goes the way it's supposed to. Hi, Darren. How are you? One of my greatest... Oh, no. Oh, we're in the dark. Can't even see me. Let me see. See if I can turn this light on. I did. Oh, my foot. There, I got some power back. Sorry, I was looking at something. You know, they used to have it so that you could swipe, and then I hate to admit it that I can't that I can't see very well without glasses, and I refuse to wear them. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Once my documentary miniseries comes out, I'll have a lot more that I can talk about that will be really interesting. What I've found, this is what I think. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but it seems to me that people aren't that interested in learning about weight loss from me. I've been experimenting with my channel, so to speak, and I haven't had a lot of success with people wanting to learn about weight loss from me. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or if it's just if I'm not giving it enough time, or if it's because I haven't written a book and people don't think that I know what I'm talking about, which is not true. But you know, the expression, perception is everything. And if people don't perceive you to be a certain way, then it doesn't matter whether you really are or not. And the fact is, I've done something that's extremely rare. I was morbidly obese the majority of my adult life, and no one, including me, thought that I would ever lose all that weight. But not only did I lose it, I've kept it off for over 10 years. It's more like, I've been saying 10 years, but when I looked back at some pictures and records, it's more like 12 years now. But it sounds more catchy to say 10 years, which is dumb. But it's not like I did it on purpose. I just hadn't really put a lot of thought into exactly how long it had been since I've lost weight. It wasn't that important. My wife wants to know what rules if you and her wrestle. Well, I wouldn't wrestle for one thing. I'm more interested in mind games than anything else. And I find people's minds to be the most interesting thing of all. It doesn't even really matter if to me, what I find attractive in a person is their mind and the things that they've done and their character and how they think. And some people are really fascinating. And to me, that's what's attractive, not what's on the outside. No, I know I'm not heavy, but I'm not as lean as I was. There's definitely fat on me. And I have to be critical of myself, because if I'm not, I can get lazy easily. I'm lazy in many ways, just like everyone is. We're all lazy in different ways, and we're all successful in different ways. But, well, thanks. Love is everything. My wife is 51, same size and weight. Well, what size is she? The groove? She's 51. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Darren, I've been pretty depressed. I injured my foot playing pickleball about 5 weeks ago, and it's very hard for me to take it easy, I guess you could say. And I didn't do what I finally went to the doctor because I could hardly walk, and I wouldn't admit it to myself. I'm very strong-willed, and stubborn is the right word. I'm very stubborn. And I didn't do what my doctor said. I didn't wear the walking boot. I thought that was stupid. And guess who was stupid? I was stupid for not listening to my doctor. So I'm learning the hard way that sometimes I do have to admit defeat and do what I'm told. After your voice comes out, people, I can't even see what. After your book comes out, people will listen. You have a wonderful message. I do have quite a message. 5'6". Well, you're right. She is about my size. That's amazing. Is she a size 4? I'm a 4'6". When I'm leaner than I am now, I'm a size 4. Right now, I'm heavy for me, so I'm about a size 6, depending on, the clothes, of course. But I used to be a size 26. Can you believe that? On these little bitty bones, I have a small frame, which I don't like. I always wanted to be big, and I think I know there are many reasons why I got so heavy. And I couldn't handle, for one thing, I couldn't handle how I looked. I got too much attention, and I know that sounds vain or arrogant or whatever, but it's the truth. And I couldn't handle the attention. It just was, I didn't like it. I just wanted to be like everybody else and be able to walk through the mall without people making a big deal out of how I looked. And I gained all of the weight my sophomore year of college. That's when I really started to put on a tremendous amount of weight. Same size of arms, really? I always hated my arms. I've always had big arms and I always hated them. But now, as I've gotten older, I've learned to embrace what I have. Stress changes people. Yeah, it does. The amount of stress that I've had. Just wait until my documentary comes out. You won't even believe it, what I've had to go through. You won't believe it. It'll be very exciting. I can't wait to talk about it when it happens. But looks and body, how your body looks, that's not everything. It's only important so that you stay healthy. To me anyway. And I don't want myself to be limited in what I do just because I'm overweight and I can't do as much as I used to. Like I'm talking about when I was so heavy. And it definitely limited me in what I did. I couldn't even go swimming with my sons. I couldn't do a lot of things. I couldn't take them trick-or-treating because I was so heavy I couldn't walk. Well, I had a brace on my leg just so I could walk. And it was horrible. I guess sometimes we have to hit rock bottom before, and I really did hit rock bottom, before I realized if I didn't lose weight, I wasn't going to live a lot longer, and I sure wasn't enjoying life being so obese. And so I had to figure out how to turn the tables on. I have a very strong mind and strong will, and so I had to figure out how to control my own mind. And in a way, you could say I tricked my own mind. I created an alter ego that I rebelled against. And that, in a nutshell, is how I lost weight. I created an alter ego that was like the bad girl. She's really my monster, is what I call her. And my wife has a very strong mind. Yeah. Well, it can be bad to be that strong-willed. It has pros and cons. But once I decide I'm going to do something, that's it. You won't stop me. But that can also work against you. Like I was just talking about my foot injury. I didn't want to listen to the doctor. I didn't want to accept that I had a pretty serious injury and that I had to wear a big boot on my foot. It just made me so mad that I got injured in something as innocuous, or at least it seemed innocuous to me, as pickleball. I just thought that was kind of humiliating. And that's stupid for me to think that way. I've learned, and I try to learn from all of these different experiences I have, and I've learned you need to take your injuries seriously and not think that you're superwoman and you can do anything you want. Nothing will happen. So sometimes it hurts you. Are you very? Yes, I am very competitive. Yes. And I have always been that way. It's instinctive. I didn't realize it until, a lot of things I didn't think about until I became much older, but I'm extremely competitive. But you won't know it. I'll be competitive in a very subtle way. And this is a pretty song. This is actually from the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. I went to see that with my son a couple weeks ago. And I looked up the soundtrack from the Guardians of the Galaxy. They've got a lot of really good songs. This song makes me happy for some reason. I'm 57. But in my mind, I'm 27. You can't let yourself think that you're old. You can't let yourself think that. Don't buy into it. Anyone that tries to tell you that you're old is not looking out for your best interest. They're just petty. You're only old if you think you are. Thank you. Thank you. Life says you look extremely. I take really good care of myself. I could do better, but I take really good care of my skin. I don't have on any makeup. Now, I did brush my eyebrows, and I have on mascara, but that's it. But I take really good care of my skin. And I take a boatload of vitamins, and I eat well. And I do some kind of activity every single day, no matter what. No, I don't want to wrestle. I have little bones, and I don't want to wrestle. Well, thank you. I just looked at your name. It's a nice name. Let yourself day free. Let yourself fantasize. Well, that's nice. Be very careful. What I say. Well, it's getting late. It's getting late, and I'm tired of talking over this. Yeah, I wish we could know things like that when we're dating, or before we date. I'll bet. You're very vocal about it. That's like me saying that I'm a size queen on here. I can't say things like that. You're 61. Hair looks blonde on here. What do you think? But I'm very particular like that with women anyway. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Chris. You have to make it a priority. You have to love yourself enough. You have to love yourself and make your health a priority. It's very hard to do. At least it was for me. When I was raising my 3 sons, my priority was my sons and not me at all. And it wasn't until they became much older that I I just didn't care. All I cared about was them. I made them everything and put them above all of my needs and wants. And I did that for a very long time. And it wasn't until they became a little bit older and more independent that I was able to start focusing on myself again after many years. Well, thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to talk about that. God has done a real hatchet job on me, and they're basically brainwashed. And if you've ever heard of stock brainwashed, and if I heard somebody saying all this, I wouldn't believe it. I would think, oh, that's ridiculous. That couldn't happen. I've had to learn things the hard way, a lot of things. And it can happen, and it does. And if I can save anybody and give them advice, I will or would, because it's wrong. And especially if you live in a certain state like I do, where it favors men over women, is the best way to say it. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore, but it's my reality. Now, my youngest son is not brainwashed, and he sees reality. Hi, Rob, how are you? But it made me think a lot about my own childhood and made me question the things that I was brought up with myself, and how we're all so-called brainwashed as we go through life, because that's our normal. That's what we think is normal and right, because that's how our parents raised us. But is that really what we would have wanted if we had free will, and when we reflect on what we were taught and how we were trained to live? Is that really what we want? But you have to be very introspective, in my opinion, to think that way. And I am extremely introspective and question my own beliefs and thoughts all the time. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Well, Luciano Alvarenga. I like that name. Luciano. Did I say it correctly? Luciano. I wish I was abroad right now. I can't wait to travel again. Well, you said that. You're right. Boston Berry, of course. I need to eat dinner. Oh, well, thank you. You know what I'm really doing is procrastinating. Oh, what sounds good to me is snow peas, not snow peas, edamame. I'll eat. I buy the big bag of them. I buy a big bag of them at Costco and heat them up in the microwave, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. They actually are fairly high in protein. They're filling, high in fiber, and they're good for you. So I eat a lot of the edamame, frozen edamame. Catherine. Well, I like to joke around that you guys aren't entertaining me, so I guess I'll go. Which is, I know, I have a very strange sense of humor. And people that don't know me take me seriously, and they don't realize that I'm actually very sarcastic. I have a very dry sense of humor. And unless you know how I am, like my 18-year-old says, "Mom, you're not funny. You think you're so funny. You're not fun." Well, I think I am. And yes, unless you know me, you probably won't know that I'm joking. But, well, thanks. But if anybody knows who Larry David is, the Curb Your Enthusiasm TV show, that's probably my favorite show. Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He has the exact same, and that I'm just very introverted and serious, and I come across the wrong way, I guess. I don't know. Oh, thank you for the... Oh, I know what that is. This. Thank you, Boston. Boston. Well, I wonder if there are any new Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes that I haven't even seen. I'll bet there are. That made me want to see it or watch it. Obviously, I have a very exciting Saturday night right now. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you, everybody. I enjoyed talking to you. Take care of yourselves and love yourself.